Hello friends, welcome you all for one more session. As a part of the regular sessions, now we are having another topic which is farming, traditional farming and organic farming. And already we have seen the global warming concept, and now we are going to have the background of farming, traditional farming and organic farming, which is recently evolving across the globe, you can say, and even in India, especially we are referring the context of South India. So we'll be having some discussions and some more insights because our guests for the topic are basically from this background, so they can share us more knowledge and more inputs. So those who are interested in this field, they can even refer their services because they have regular workshops. They will be sharing upon the various topics, and even the services are very interesting. So that will be displayed in the screen here, and you can see in the description below. Yeah. Before before going for the topic, let's have some brief introduction of our guest today.
I am Pratyusha from Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh, and I am pursuing MBA ABM in University of Agricultural Sciences. I did BSc Agriculture in Orissa, Centurion University of Technology and Management, and I am more interested towards urban farming. Like my hobbies are, I would like to do crafts and some kind of paintings. That's it.
So
It's a little in
you are
that art.
basically from which city? The proper?
I am from Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh.
So now you are in Bangalore.
Yes.
Okay, they have mentioned the interest. Okay, okay, that's.
Hi everyone, I'm Uday. I completed my BSc Agriculture Marketing and Corporation from Harvard University, and now I'm right now pursuing my MBA ABM from Gandhi Krishi Vigyani Kendra, Bangalore. And I'm interested in farming also. And my hobbies are uh, like hobbies and interests are same. Like I'm very much interested in dancing also, and I'm a foodie. So right now I'm in Bangalore.
Yeah, that's good. So Bangalore right now. I couldn't get the where you're from. The hometown.
I'm from Dharwad, sir, Karnataka.
Dharwad. Okay, the North Karnataka.
Yeah, there I completed my BSc Agriculture Marketing and Corporation.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Yeah, next.
I'm Pravina Ambati. I'm from Vizag and I have completed my BSc Agriculture from Centurion University of Management, and I'm pursuing right now Agriculture MBA. And my hobbies are painting and cooking. That's it.
Okay, so you're from
Vizag, Visakhapatnam.
Okay, so you're currently in Bangalore only.
No, sir. Vizag only.
Vizag only.
But
Okay.
I'm studying in Bihar.
Bihar.
Hmm.
Oh, which college may I know? I mean, can we know?
Rajendra Prasad Central Agriculture University.
Oh, we recently been there actually. That's why last time I think. Okay, next.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Srivalli. I'm from Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh. I have completed my agriculture BSc from Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University. And presently, I'm pursuing my MBA Agribusiness Management in University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore. My interests are, I'm very much interested regarding the farming. I have a lot, as I have been in the farming background, I'm very eager to start the urban farming. It's very interesting, quite interesting. Then coming to my interests and hobbies, my hobbies are I am fond of, my passion is dancing, and I have that's it.
Yeah. Now this context is the traditional farming and organic farming. So we'll start with the topic. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Before going for organic farming, like that is recently been evolving. So let us know, like, what is about traditional farming from comment on traditional farming, which is existing from long back.
Okay, traditional farming is something where we use natural resources and some tools like axe, hose, like that we don't use in these days. So in that we also go for like slash and burn cultivation, where we burn on the before crop and it leads to some destruction of soil fertility also.
It is actually a primitive type of farming, and now also I think most at least 50% of the Indians use this type of traditional farming. Yeah.
So I think this topic is being taught us from the childhood. If you can refer the primary school education and even in intermediate stage, even when we are studying, I think even now also it is same. The traditional farming, which is often employed everywhere, maybe because if it's easy to adopt and easy to implement. So that is on one side. On the other side, why we are talking the alternatives will be going one by one, the reasons. So the traditional farming actually one side it is a good because it's easy to adapt and all, but the other side, as the pollution is increasing, as the global warming is increasing, and increasing demands and increasing population, which requires some different aspects and different topics where we can reduce the chemical application. So that's where the question for alternative farming is arised. So let's start.
Okay, we use this organic farming. We use all the organic things which do not pollute our environment, and this has a smaller carbon footprint on the land, and it also conserves and builds soil health. Like it also replenishes natural ecosystems for cleaner water and air, and also it reduces the toxics in our environment.
Okay, so this organic farming, as the term indicates, are there chemicals included, or we are avoiding chemicals? It's opposite.
We avoid chemicals. We completely rely on natural processes.
Okay.
We'll use the fertilizers naturally, and we'll mostly avoid chemicals fully.
Okay, that's nice.
And it is not only the organic farming means not growing without chemicals, but if you want to grow the crops completely organic, we have to make the land preparation for 2 years prior. We have to grow it without chemicals for 2 years. Then in the third year, we can say it is completely organic, because already the fertilizers and chemicals reside in the soil, and if we grow it within the 1 year, it is not the completely organic.
So, we can't say 2 years, right? Technically, if I say it may be more years some places, because we're already been using this organic chemical, I mean, the chemicals from traditional farming from long back. And now, if I say 2 years or 3 years, is it a valid, some logic in that? Clarify?
Basically, we cannot say the time limit. It depends upon the usage of the land for the past years, and we can say it is completely organic once after getting the tested.
Yeah. Yeah, friends, I think this is similar to the, this deforestation and the trees and the cuttings, and that I think that is connecting here. The land, I couldn't recall the right word, so it's a land erosion and other stuff. So we'll be having another separate topic that we'll see more details and technically. That is true what she has mentioned. So any other comments about organic farming from your side, or Pratisha, any other comments? Why we need to go for organic farming?
Yes, sir. It is also because organic agriculture that strives for sustainability, and also there is the enhancement of soil fertility and biological diversity. And we also, there's a very rare exceptions. We don't use synthetic pesticides, antibiotics, synthetic fertilizers, or GMOs, that is genetically modified organisms. So like that, organic agriculture, organic farming is good.
Yeah, that's really good actually. So what about the scalability?
And also as farmers think that...
Go on, yeah.
And also farmers think that they need to get the more harvest and all. They keep on spraying beyond the level of the minimum level of spraying fertilizers, pesticides and all. And those residues stay on the food material what we take, and it is getting toxic to the human beings, and it is having the effect on the age limit and mortality level of the human mankind. uh, and also it have effects on the global warming, soil, environment and all. So it's better to shift the organic towards the organic farming. And also people here comes the question that is it economic or not? Yeah, it's economic. Why can't we grow our own food in our homes organically? As land is of shortage, we can go to the towards the urban farming and make use of the urban lands and all. And there will be increase in the productivity, and it is beneficial to the farmers also, as they get higher prices for the organic farm products.
Yeah. So you just pointed out the economic, I mean, is it economic or not? So in the similar context, so what about the scalability? So it's good that we need to shift the method we are doing now, the farming methods. So what about scalability if we want in the long, the bigger scale? So how flexible it is to scale it up?
First thing here, we are not avoiding conventional chemical inputs or something directly. Just we are adopting the farming system that have been done thousands of years ago. So if it is possible, then it will be possible now also. I think there is a scalability in large scale to adopt organic agriculture these days, because these days health is the main concern. When we eat chemicals and all, we face many health hazards. So I think this is the right time to shift our conventional farming to organic farming.
Yeah, that is true.
And also, sir, initially, if we start organic farming, yes, it is not that profitable initially. But
Yeah.
Yes, true.
if we do it correctly, then after 4 5 years, yes, it's damn sure that we'll get the profit. We have many examples. As in one of my seminars, I told some Hange brothers from Pune. They did their MBA, and after that they quit their job and they started doing organic farming. For first 4 years, they were in huge loss, but now they are making a very nice profit, and people from other countries are coming and seeing their methods how to raise crops and all. So yes, initially it is very difficult, but on a longer run it is very profitable.
And one more example, some FIA Foods recently started. It was started by one of the former Indian cricketer. Like he was growing the uh, plants that he needs to prepare food organically, and he employed some women to prepare pickles like sweets and all with the food that is grown organically in his farmland. And that was really a great idea for this change.
So what was that term you're saying? Which
FIA Foods.
yeah,
Just yesterday I heard about this.
okay. So can I ask, this aquaponics and hydroponics? Is it are they comes under this organic farming, or are they different? Have you heard of?
Not exactly organic farming, because we add since they grow only on water, we will add some kind of chemicals, like minimum, like what plant require, that much amount only will give in through fertigation, like liquid fertilizers and all. So it is not completely organic.
But it is 50% organic. We can
And
say it is
yeah,
50%
it is,
organic.
we can say it is 50% organic and 50% chemical.
So that is the
And
hydroponics.
also those came in
Yeah, go on.
and also those came into trending due to the space issues and land issues presently. It comes under vertical farming.
So that is about hydroponics, but aquaponics we won't use water. It is based on air, right? Aquaponics.
Yes, air
Aquaponics
means
is water.
we will, yeah, Neenu, continue.
Yeah.
Uh, we'll use water for aquaponics,
Yeah.
That
not
means
air.
we'll just give misting, not directly. We won't pour water, or we won't directly give water, but we will do misting to that. Some kind of water will be given.
Yeah. So, how about the fertilizers for this organic farming? You'll be developing by own by ourselves, or you are suggesting like we need to buy something? The fertilizers.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
How we get the fertilizers in organic farming?
The fertilizers are nothing but the animal manure, green manures, and vermicompost, and all those as fertilizers for organic farming.
Yeah, I think
You can even use neem oil, groundnut cakes, and all for these organic farming as a fertilizers.
Yeah.
Neem oil.
Yeah. I think
groundnut cake, neem
cake. We are actually working on it indirectly. Recently, we had proposed in one of the competition also. So this wooden waste, what we call agri waste bricks we call as a cubes. We proposed as a cubes. I think that one we can connect to this context fertilizer development. So we'll be giving as flexible. See, why I'm speaking this topic is whatever we say, whatever we propose to the community, they will be wanting it as flexible as possible to carry it with themselves and to implement wherever they want. So we can't suggest only one thing which is available at particular place. You have to go and collect. It should be flexible in carrying. So in that sense, what I have observed is that this agri waste based cubes, the small cubes, it can be of various sizes. That one without any chemical, I mean from the agri waste directly, but the concepts what you people are referring, we can mix the concepts and we can use it here also, if I'm right.
Yes, we can use.
Yes.
Yes.
So that one
absolutely maybe, we can use.
Yeah, maybe not come across practically. We try to implement, but we are end up with busy schedules. But some people in the north side, they started issuing these bricks, that is cubes, but that is for different purpose. But we can suggest for this application also. That's another observation. So, what are the possible impacts on the small, like let's say, as a small industries or small scale industries, or as a families, or as a community? So, what is the impact of organic farming? How it can impact a family or a small scale industry, or as a community in the particular area?
Like that, it can increase the species richness, which can affect on biodiversity. By using organic farming, it increases the species richness also, and it reduces pollution. So like that, it can impact.
Yeah. So I'll suggest as an answer also this one. It's like, see, as a community growing these organic foods, it's very easier for them. And if they understood well, if we can reach out them to the proper understanding, they will adopt as a community and they will grow. See, recently there is one real estate sales which is coming in the ads in the Hotstar. So that is like they're selling nowadays the bigger the plants they're selling along with the farming area. It's about 3 to 5 acres they're selling for entire that one big apartment. So whoever is there buying there, they're giving some area to grow something. So this kind of organic farming, it doesn't require more space, if I'm right. So they can use this kind of, I mean, it's one of the starting phase, I can say. So it's starting slowly. So they'll get some space, they'll get some house in the cities also, and they can implement these kind of techniques. And as a family and as a small scale industry, I think the small scale industry, I can take your organization as an example, right? This Farm 19, it is a small scale, I can say. Later, it may be very bigger. So small scale industry level, it can easily adopt, and one can easily sustain with these techniques. And other side, what as a family? Yeah.
As a family, also it helps for the improving health of the family members. And our Farm 19 also started providing the plots for organic farming.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to refer that. Also, I have seen the news. That is in the Vizag, right? Where we,
Araku, sir.
Yeah, true. I have seen this news. So, yeah. Is it directly connected with Farm 19 or it's something like you are promoting? I didn't understand that news.
It is connected with Farm 19 also.
It's the part of Farm 19 real estate.
Yes. Yes.
That's really good. This Chennai thing, I think they're they're selling, but they're using some concept, but they didn't provided any such solutions. I think such apartments, they will give some land and apartments. Those people they can't. I mean, you people can reach them, so they can also implement in the particular as a community. So I'm referring the impact of this organic farming, and I'm trying to give you some insights like how it can help in one-to-one lives and the community, and also small scale industries. So maybe we can see large scale industries in the coming near future. Now it is a question for your particular firm where you are working now, working for this Farm 19. So please brief about the activities of Farm 19.
Actually, Farm 19 is providing some roof gardening equipments where you can make gardening on your rooftops easily, including with drip irrigation. And also it is providing organic tourism, farm development, weekend farmings like farm visits, and also fruits and vegetable boxes. And one more interesting thing is grow your own food in a mini farm. Like you can grow your food. You have to select the food that you need, so that we will grow your food in the selected farm. And you can come visit that farm anytime you want, and you will get the fresh produce that was selected by you, that was cultivated in that mini farm directly to your home. And also some kind of agricultural consultancies. And this Farm 19 is mainly aimed at solving all the problems related to agriculture and horticulture in urban and semi-urban areas mainly.
Okay. Event management and adventures also.
Oh, event management in the sense you'll be like a regular event manager, or you'll be having some. Is there any specialty?
A regular event manager.
Okay. The insights and observation I would like to share. See, I don't know how many of you thought of this one, and when you go at your home or when you go at maybe some villages. See, in the summers, there are some drought areas. Even in Vizag, I heard sometimes there will be no rain, and even this Rayalaseema, there will be many times there will be no rains. Like in the summer, no rains, but in the rainy season you can find a good rain. At least you can find some rain. So it's like, see, for rain, the trees or the greenery is directly affected. It's directly connected with the greenery. So why I'm saying this, because I'll rephrase it like I'll see this situation is like in the rainy season there will be many places where you can see this farming. I mean maybe it is small trees or the small grass, whatever, but the area is covered with greenery. So it's giving the greenery and it's balancing the atmosphere and the getting rains. But people will think that we are having rainy seasons, we're not having rains in the summer and we're not having rains in the other time. Like that they'll think. But it is, I feel like it's a connected both. If you plant the trees properly, if you spread the greenery, it will obviously get the rains. Like this organic farming we are referring, it is easy to grow and it's easy to spread in the small areas. So when you start growing in your small houses or maybe nearby places, in a way you are increasing maybe 2% or 3% of greenery in that particular area. But still it will impact the possibility of getting rains. So it's really a huge impact on the environment that we can do without any loss or any damage to the society with a small skills like we can do with the Farm 19 activities, or we can implement this organic farming techniques. Even these hydroponics, aquaponics, you can implement at one by one. So are there any bigger places like the highest implemented area or something, the Farm 19 connected or some other source where this organic farming spreaded or implemented in a wide scale? Is there any example as such?
Mostly one of the states, like I think it's Sikkim. It's completely organic state in the country, I think so.
One of my uncle near Bangalore, he was doing 40 acres of land completely organic.
Okay, that's that kind of examples I'm asking, so that it will be a brainstorming to some people. Maybe some people may get amused. They may See, when you say they're implementing in 40 acres or 50 acres, we can say, why can't you implement in a small space near your house, right? So,
Yes.
Yeah, and also some people start organic farming and proceed towards the sustainable agriculture, like they grow the fish aquaculture, and they use the waste of the aquaculture for the farming, and they have poultry, they can use the waste for the farming, and if you go on like this, you can have agriculture and allied activities, and you can have complete like you can get all the fertilizers from that sustainable farming field itself.
so I think that's all for the tentative plan. So is there any other comments or suggestions from your side or anyone else?
Like there is an increase in garbage also, which leads to some pollution and increasing in global warming. So we can even reduce this using, like we can use our kitchen waste and all, like wet waste, to prepare our own compost to grow our own plants in our balconies, which was easy. So I say that without increasing the garbage, like we can use it in any many other ways in a proper
That's
way.
true. That's true. Like this household wastages, especially
Yeah.
fruits and vegetables, which can be decomposed. That we can directly get the fertilizers, liquid fertilizers from these foods. I have also seen tried for this what we call the pudina, coriander, and also we tried with this liquid fertilizers. I just tested. Like, see, many people don't know the impact of the small banana that the peels.
Banana
Yes,
peels.
yes. Just with
Orange,
banana peel also we can prepare liquid fertilizer.
Liquid
true,
fertilizer.
true, true. Even the orange or the pulp, no. Many people don't realize the impact or the capacity that can make a small thing. Even this orange, this pulp, no, that can be acted as a fragrance in the room also. That, like, there are various things, but these things, it will come into your mind when you start doing something relevant to this kind of thing. So if you start implementing organic farming, I think these things will be as a normal routine for people.